From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel and Catherine Currick.
Lydia Bragger's business card reads, oldest radio talk show host in America. At the age of 89, she is certainly that.
We're going to be talking about the practice of medicine, how it was and how it is now.
Here in New York City, Lydia produces and hosts her own community service radio program. It's called the Gray Panther Report. Lydia is a great-great-grandmother who's been volunteering her time and talents at the station for the last 16 years. Using her role as an activist for the elderly, she tries to dispel myths about aging.
When a person gets 65, they think, well, you know, I'm 65, life is over. And they're brainwashed, and they need to know that life goes on and that life is, they have potentials.
Lydia Bragger, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
How did you first get involved in doing this?
I've been in the media for a long time. In the 40s, I had a television program back in Providence, Rhode Island, on an NBC affiliate station. So that was when television was new.
Yeah.
And it's good to have an old person speak out. This doesn't happen too often, you know.
No, it doesn't happen at all, as I know.
All right, well, you need to have this because old people can speak. You know, half of our population is going to be over 50 years old in the year 2000. So, you know, you got to...
That's twice already you've said old people. You don't like using seniors or elderly?
No, I do not. I'm old. And let's make old good. When you say, you know, when you deny it, you're never going to make it good. So I'm not, when I get introduced as young lady, I hate that. I'm not a young lady, I'm an old lady.
So at what age should the rest of us start calling people old people instead of seniors?
Anything they feel like. I don't care what you call yourself, but this is what I call myself.
How would you characterize your on-air style? I mean, do you come off as, are you really a go-getter, a hard charger? Are you kind of laid back?
Not really. I think I'm a little subtle sometimes, so beware.
A little subtle?
Yeah, maybe. No, well, I mean, you know, I get what I want usually.
Nice. You book this show, you produce it.
I produce it.
You host it. Is this a full-time job?
No. I only do it every other week. No, I did it every week, twice a week before. And then I lecture a lot. And so I was off all over the country in Europe lecturing. And to medical students, I like to tell them about old people. They need to know about old people, you know.
What kind of calls do you get? What do your callers most want to know? What are the best calls?
It depends on my program. My last program was two doctors, an old one and a young one. And the old one was, we talked about practicing medicine the way it was, the way it is. Yeah. And it was a wonderful program. And I had a lot of calls from people who remembered when doctors used to make house calls.
You get any crank calls?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got 2 of them since the last program.
You got 2 of them in the last program?
Yeah, I get some real, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like what?
Well, Lydia, don't you want to spank me? You know, this I just...
Don't you want to spank me?
Yeah, well, then of course they get shut off right away. But,
oh yeah,
Sure.
I would guess so. What are some of some of the most common misconceptions that you wind up dispelling about old people on your show?
Well, I think that everyone needs to know more about older people because I think people are scared of getting old. They need to know that old is good, that you have potential as long as you live. You don't, you know, all of a sudden you don't lose everything you've got. People at 65 think, well, it's over. But it's never over until rigor mortis sets in.
Are these newfound attitudes or are these attitudes you've held your whole life?
I've been doing this for 10 years, but somebody is just, you know, some people are just beginning to pick it up.
Yeah? I mean, attitudinally, politically, and the like. Are you about the same as you always were?
No, I never was. I was brought up in a very fundamental family, and my mother was, you know, I was brought up in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And it was a puritanical background that I had. So when I had a chance to break out, I really let loose.
As noted in the issue of New Choices for Retirement Living, you have a lengthy history of activism. You founded the New York chapter of the Gray Panthers 21 years ago. You've worked with healthcare people to improve their understanding of the elderly. You still do a lot of lecturing. When do you figure you're going to slow down?
I'm going to die with my boots on. Even though I don't feel like getting out, I get out. And I think, well, if this is the day, it'll happen. So I don't even think about it. So, you know, old age is good. You know, let me tell you,
You're
too.
an incredible lady.
Old people need They go months and years, maybe sometimes, without anybody ever touching them. Babies die when that happens. So everybody, when I lecture, I say everybody needs 3 good hugs a day.
Oh.
So I've only had one this morning.
Okay. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.
You're an amazing lady.
I'm not amazing. There's a lot of people could be like me if they thought they could.
I don't think so.
But they don't. They've given up, you know.
You take care.
Okay.
We're going to come on back in just a moment. There's more ahead right after this. What a nice lady, Lydia, huh?
She's a doll. I knew she was going to ask you for a hug. That was
terrific.
very sweet. See, he's a softie.
It was very nice. They say that guys who are 45 need at least 100 hugs a day. We're going to come on back in just a moment. Station break.